Hello and welcome to episode 51 of Pentagon for Gold. Now, the last time you saw this series, we had just beaten America 2-1 and 3-0 in the Clausura semi-finals. Now, today we're going to be playing against Tigres in the Clausura Final. Tigres have had a mediocre season, but they're in the final, so they're clearly still decent, and they were actually predicted to finish first, so their squad is pretty strong. Let's hope, though, that we can go and get the win that we need today. Although, even if we don't, I don't think it matters too much because I'm pretty sure we should have already qualified for the CONCACAF Champions League regardless. So, due to the build-up of the fixtures in the playoffs, we aren't going with our strongest at 11 today, really. Benitez does start in centre-back, but Lara drops out for Quintero Morones because he's not fully fit. Victor Hugo Nunez does come back into the team after being ineligible against America, but Rafael Chen and Guerra start in the centre midfield, which isn't ideal, while Leicester starts on the right-hand side, and Sebastian Meza starts up front. Hopefully he can produce the goods that we need. We do have Raul Trejo on the bench if we need him, but a lot of our players on the bench are also not fully fit, so they should be fine for the second leg at least. So as long as we get into a decent position after this game, we should be okay. But yeah, this is going to be a challenge because we're not nearly at full strength, and the likes of Leicester have barely played all season, so hopefully they'll be fine, and hopefully he won't get an injury midway through that means I have to bring on someone. Oh, Zubiarte has, though, and that's even worse, so I guess we'll bring on Sosa now. That's not what I wanted. At least it is the end of the season, so Zubiarte, unless he's got a 10-month injury, should be fine. I'm not sure what the injury was. Can we see here? It just says he's injured. Thanks for the clarification, lads. We can always check at half-time, maybe. And then Nunez sends in a free kick. It's really poor. Straight into the hands of Ayala, who now looks to start a counter-attack. Chan gets his head on it first, but it's only out to Dearsu. And he's now running at Chan. Looked like it might be a good ball in, but Sakar has claimed pretty comfortably. Nothing too much to worry about there. Looks for Leicester, but doesn't make it. And now Quintero running down the right-hand side for Tigres. And that's a good bit of blocking from the defence there. Quintero Morones and Calderon both having poor starts to the game with 6.4s. Not quite sure what they're doing wrong, probably just losing it a fair bit. But yeah, it's not been a phenomenal start. Let's go with the media. Come on, lads. I'd probably take a 0-0. Ideally, I'd want to score an away goal just to reduce the chances of them being able to make up ground on us in that second leg. But it's not going to be easy, particularly with the level of the squad we're putting out today. Right, well, it looks like it's going to... Oh, let's see what happens here before we decide to make any subs. Mays is having an absolute stinker up front. Oh, it's a good block, and it's made its way through to Uribe anyway. That is unfortunate. Jorge Lopez should come off on Noe Cantu. And... does it have many options here? I think we'll bring on Medeiros for Leicester. It says he's on support. No, he's fine. Did think it said he was on support, which I don't like. And we continue on. Still not really created anything. I think we'll go attacking just to try and nick an away goal. But it's not looking entirely promising. And that is that. So a 1-0 loss in the first leg. Let's go for that one. Let's not get the spirits down too much. And yeah, it's not ideal. 4 to 5 weeks, that's okay. But it does mean he's going to miss the next game. Oh, it was a twisted ankle as well. So hopefully we can cope without him for the next game. But we should do a bit better because we'll be at home and we'll have most of our boys back. We're back to something like full strength for this final second leg against Tigres. Pretty much everyone that missed out through not being fully fit is back in the team, so that includes the likes of Mercado and Ramirez as well as Barbosa. Meza has moved to the left hand side to accommodate Camarena up front, which I think is a much better system anyway. And Zubiarte obviously misses out, but everyone else is fit for this game. So let's go out. Yeah, let's try and deny those guys because they've done very well. Obviously, they've won 4 of their last 5 games, which I assume is just the playoffs. But we could do with getting an early goal to at least get us back onto level terms, because any goals scored by Tigres would mean we'd need at least 3 goals, and we don't really want to have to be dealing with that. So Ramirez into Meza, looks for Lopez, and he gets a ball in which sails into the arms of Ayala without too many problems for him. Not the greatest attempt at a cross there from Lopez. Oh, that's poor defending from Lara. Let Fernandez in behind him, and now Fernandez gets to shoot, but straight into the arms of Sukar. Not quite the start we were looking for. Poor defending from Lara, really, letting him pass like that. And we're not really creating all that much yet, which is a bit disappointing, but again, not too much of an issue if we don't win this, because we should be in the CONCACAF Champions League anyway. It's also very rare, I believe, for a team in the Mexican division to win both the Apertura and the Clausura, so we can manage if we don't, but we could do with getting a bit more involved in this game, because 4 shots with 0 on target is not great by our standards. And Calderon and Sukar both demotivated, I'm not quite sure why. You'd have thought they'd realise it wasn't the greatest performance from the team. Obviously Calderon, obviously Sukar can't do all that much about the performance of the outfield players, but it's not been a brilliant performance all round. Hopefully those two being unhappy won't cost us too much. But Barbosa now in on goal after Mesa's interception, and he's found the net really well. Wonderful finish from Barbosa, and we're back on level terms. Good play all round, really. Mesa won it well. Good pass into Barbosa, who finished with aplomb. And yeah, I think we deserve to be winning this game. We haven't been great, but we've still restricted them to pretty much nothing, and it was basically a case of could we actually get a shot on target, because we'd had a few shots, but 0 on target when we had 4 shots overall was not great. And now Mesa wins the ball. He's got options in the middle, and Barbosa again. Dirsu takes the ball off his feet, but it's still with us. Nunez now looks long for Jorge Lopez, who plays it back inside to Nunez. Lots of 1-2s going on here. Barbosa into Camarena. Oh, that was a really good bit of play. Camarena didn't get the convincing finish he was looking for. Pretty disappointing finish from him, to be honest. And I think it's time for some subs, although we'll see what happens here. Didn't make any changes, I don't know what you're on about. Oh, we're winning! Yes, lads! Anderson Lara with the header. I think it's time to get Noe Cantu on, and Jorge Ramirez can come off for maybe Jairo Valdez, I think, will be the one. And yeah, that'll do. Come on, lads. Tolosa now on the ball. Huerta with the run on our defence. Found Dirsu on the left-hand side. Not really making much progress here Tigres. Tolosa inside to Huerta. They're keeping it well, but not really doing much going forward. And now I think it's time to make some more subs. So perhaps Calderon can come off. No. Mercado can come off for Chan, I think. Yeah. Seems sensible to me. Just need to hold on, lads. Meza goes past his man nicely, and now gets a chance to shoot, but it was a difficult finish to execute. We'll go back to positive now. We've been controlling this game, but we don't want to risk ourselves getting caught on the break. Cantu into Meza, who's been very, very impressive this game. Lots of good hustle. Barbosa now looks long, comes back to him, and Shan's kind of just stood still and lost the ball. Oh, and Calderon's now getting sent off. I was literally about... Oh no, I wasn't about to sub him off, was I? What are we going to do? I guess Jairo Valdez can go back to right back. And maybe Barbosa. Yeah, I'll put Nunez at defensive midfield. Chan can go to a box-to-box midfielder, and Barbosa can go on the right-hand side of the midfield. And yeah, that'll do. Let's go cautious and lower the tempo with some time wasting. There we go. That's everything we need to do. If Calderon getting sent off does cost us, that would be very frustrating, but hopefully, at least it was late on in the game rather than early. And we've won. We've done it. Calderon still seems to be one of the ones walking up. Having just counted, there are still 11 players there, so at least he didn't get in trouble too much for that. But we are the Clausura champions as well as the Apertura champions. If we're somehow not in the CONCACAF Champions League this season, I will be most confused. And yeah, 6-3 against Querétaro was our pivotal match with Zubiarte, our highest average rating. And yeah, so we've overturned that 1-0 first leg loss. Oh, I'm a legend. I didn't realise that Necaxa had won the Clausura 2 years in a row. That's unexpected, to be honest. Is that really the case? No, I've got no idea. No idea. We'll see. And yeah, board are very happy, as you'd expect. And as is Mercado. I think we can... Have we not got any... We'll give him half a week's wages. Hopefully he won't be too unhappy about that. I think it's fair enough. Let's see what he has to say. Oh, he feels it was unfair. Oh, well, he doesn't seem to be fussing too much about it, so I think that's all right. Anyway, we'll head into probably the season review, depending on when it can come. If it can come sooner rather than later, I'll show you that. If not, then it may be in the next episode. So we've actually got the record higher points total for Santos Laguna with 82 points. It also says we haven't won the title, which I don't really understand how that's physically possible, because we won both the Apertura and the Clausura. And yeah, it says we've just won. Right, I don't know quite what's going on there. I guess we didn't come top in either the Apertura or Clausura, but we did win both, and we got the most average points. So in reality, I think we did win. Zubiarte with the player of the season, followed by Benitez and Ramirez, who was very surprisingly really good last season. I don't know why it's showing Barbosa on the left and Ramirez on the right. That's not how he played them. But yeah, that's sometimes like that. Also, I don't know if they've changed the end of season reports, because this does look different from usual. Not too fussed about the 2023 team, but doesn't look like there's many players. So Ed Aguirre is the only one that's been around for that long. To be fair, it's 8 years. He's probably going to be moving on this summer as well. So we are expected to win the Liga MX in the next 2 years, and continue with the blooming Ecuadorian players and Uruguayans. Uruguayans aren't too bad, but it is a bit annoying not being able to just go for whoever I like, really. You'd have thought the new board might have changed that up, but clearly they want to keep that going. Who's that? 8 months for? Okay, I think no one that's particularly important. So here we go. Anything in the recruitment meeting? Don't think there'll be anything particularly important. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I'll just do that. So the winners of the Liga MX awards were Christian, Zubiarte and Gonzalez. So yeah, Zubiarte was outstanding all season. Not entirely surprising to see him getting an award. So Zubiarte is the Mexican player of the season, fully deserved, with 16 goals and 15 assists in 38 games. He started even better than that, but actually, yeah, he's just fully deserved. Got 19 points, so all but one manager voted for him. That's quite impressive. Sergio Gonzalez got the top goal scorer. He's on our shortlist, which is why. And Moroto, who went to, I think he's now gone to Argentina, maybe Brazil, was at CF America and got the rookie of the season despite leaving midway through. I got the manager of the season, very nicely done. 49 matches played with a 69% win ratio, and that seems quite low, actually. I guess it's probably that really bad run of form we had before the Apertura playoffs that would be the problem. And yeah, Federico Perez, who is our Our president is very happy with me winning that. Is that the same as the Real Madrid guy? Perez, Florentino Perez is what I'm thinking of. And wow, we got most of the team of the year. Could have had our full squad basically, and I reckon Sakar would have got into that squad if he'd been around the whole season because he is amazing at this level. Benitez got the defender of the season, which is really good. He's been a phenomenal signing and not too expensive as well. And Zubiarte has dedicated his award to me, and we signed him for 800k. What a guy! That is all pretty exciting. It's great having such a good team, and hopefully we'll get some money to actually improve it even further. A small reputation boost has also seen us become a nationally 3.5-star reputation team. I suppose we were already a national reputation team, but 3.5-star, very nice. And surprising that America is national and Cruz Azul is continental. I would have thought America are better known. Oh well. If we take a look at the financial situation as well, we now have 16.3 million with a 10.5 million transfer budget. That's really nice. I've already spotted a right winger that I'd quite like to get from Partizan Belgrade. He's Serbian, and he looks pretty good. He's 23, but he looks pretty good, and he's got interest from Barcelona and Real Madrid, but would be willing to come to the club, and it could cost us just £2 million. So we'll look into that deal and see if it's possible. And he would actually be the first European I've signed in South America, so that's quite exciting too. So this is Igor Rudic. He is someone I'm considering signing. He's currently wanted by Barcelona. He looks okay in most places. Like, he's really fast, which is very nice. Good off the ball from the looks of things. Good technique. I'm not quite sure about the finishing, but he seems to be a leading Liga MX player. So we'll see. We'll see exactly what happens. But he was definitely one. He was someone that was on my shortlist already, who I hadn't seen in a couple of years, but clearly is now interested in actually joining, which makes sense because we've just won quite a lot. We've also got a new signing in, which is Manuel Mino. He looks really good. 3.5-star at 18 with 5-star potential, and look at some of these stats. He looks like he could be a world beater in future. So I'm really excited to have him at the club. I think he's probably one where if we can finish off at Santos Laguna pretty soon, I'll be trying to take him with me to Brazil or wherever I go after this. But we'll have to see what happens with that. So yeah, that is Manuel Mino, and I'm very excited to have him into the club because he looks awesome. Well, it seems there's no season review coming, and the season's about to start anyway, so we have had a really good season. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope you've enjoyed this episode. If you have, please do leave a like and subscribe to the channel, it really helps me out, and I hope to see you next time. But in the meantime, have a great day.